If you know who I am, you know who I am. If you don't know who I am, a warm welcome to you all. Now you know. Now you know. Before we get started, make sure you comment, like, subscribe, and share. Do that now to be in with a chance to win a date from yours truly, Margaret Thatcher. Now, game, fellas. Game you have with the girls has got to be on point these days, and let me explain why. You see, way back when you're nothing but a twinkle in your eye, and your dad didn't even meet your mother yet, and he's beating his meat to Playboy magazine. The internet did not really exist back then. Well, it didn't exist at all until the 90s. However, were dating apps like Tinder and Bumble and that around? No, they were not. And with that being said, women knew of their value. Oh, they knew how much they could bring to the table in terms of their sexuality. They knew how many options they had. They knew all of that. They understood that they had it. However, with the advent of dating apps and the internet and the Facebook marketplace to pick up divorced mothers, women are now aware of how many options they have. They are ultra aware of how many options they have. Now, I think I was wrong in saying that looks, money, and status totally matters. Like, it's the utmost important thing. It is important. Now, I was listening to this video by Donovan Sharp, and it got me thinking, I think I had this wrong the entire time, because I was really big on the emphasis on looks, money, and status. And yes, game was important, but I never took into consideration how important having game was. A game, talking about playing games, I mean a game plan. How you going to seduce a woman, how you going to entice her to be with you, this, that, and the other. And what looks, money, and status does, it is pre-selection. But I'm going to chime in. Yes, it does give you opportunities. Because let's face it, watching Christopher Canwell on Develop Attraction, he has clients in who are rich, athletes, good looking, rich, and they have trouble with their girlfriends, they have trouble with their wives, or they have trouble with women in general, and either those women are gallivanting off, bouncing on some other boy's dick, or something else in between, or just losing interest in them. And we think that having the looks, having the money, having the status, the power is the be all and end all. But it isn't. Because hey, let's look at it. Dr. Dre with his wife, they divorced. She gets 400 million. Jeff Bezos, extremely rich, loses a good chunk of his wealth. Well, obviously he's built it back up again, but he lost a lot of money. And that should tell us that money, looks, status is important, but it's not the be all and end all. Because all what that does is provide us with opportunities to get with women. Now, if you get a woman's Snapchat or her phone number, it means absolutely nothing in this day and age. It actually doesn't. Look, there's one girl, I got her Snapchat from Tinder, messaged her, she said, wow, you are much more bald than I anticipated, and then she deleted me. So it means jack crap. It means nothing. And you've got to have game, but your game has got to be on point, because as I aforementioned, women are more aware of their value on the S&P. Or in the S&P, and Donovan Sharp says the exact same thing. They know, and women have the choice of their litter. They do. Women have the pick of their litter. They can choose any guy they want because, where is he? The swipe of her fingertip. And that's why you have got to differentiate yourself from the rest of the pack. That's why you've got to self-improve. That's why you've got to learn game. That's why you've got to become resilient in the face of rejection. That's why you've got to stop beating your meat to Alana Rhodes on the Colour Hub. And And that's why you've got to put yourself first and not make her a priority. Because it's cyclic. It's a process of self-continuity. You've got to work yourself up. You've got to improve everything so the ladies come to you. I hope what I'm getting at makes sense. Because if you're improving your game, you're improving all aspects about you, but you know how to game women. I'm not saying playing games, but you know how to seduce her, you know how to talk to her, you know how to escalate, you know how to create sexual tension and everything else, then yes, she's more than likely to stick around. But more importantly, if you know how to stand your ground and stand up for what you believe in and not bow down to her will or appease her by agreeing with her opinions 24/7, because that makes you look like an absolute fool. If she says, "Oh, I love blue cars," and he's like, "Yeah, I love blue cars too, I love them all the time," if you don't agree with her in everything, you're failing her tests, and that's not good game. It isn't. You can't wing it these days, because once a woman knows that you're smelling of poopy doopy, then she's going to test you a hell of a lot more, and you've got to be on point with your game. There's no point winging it, because if you're failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail. Easy as. There's no other way around it. And with social media, you've got to put in the work. You've got to differentiate yourself. You've got to be different from everyone else. Because the person who stands out excuse me, the person who stands out is going to be the person that they want. As I said, the average woman does not want the above average. The average woman wants the above average man. They're not going to tolerate less. They want equal or higher. And that's how it's going to be. And that's why I tell you, men, to self-improve. That's why I tell you to go after what you want, to go on your life's mission. And that's why I teach some game here on the channel as well, so you have some notion as to what you're doing. Now, don't get me wrong, you're going to make mistakes along the way, yeah. That's perfectly natural. But with social media, things have become much more difficult for men to succeed. And that's why you've got to keep going, because it's not like back in the 1950s. It's not way back when. Are you over your damn mind? Where man, all you do is a good job, stable life, woman's married with him, grand, groovy. No, you've got to provide a lot more. And as crap as that sounds, you have to see yourself as a prize. You are the prize. Man, I want you to go into the fucking mirror right now and say to yourself that you are the prize. Because you are. You're the prize. And she should be worthy of you. She's complimentary. Women are men and complimentary to each other. She should be the cherry on the cake. She should exemplify your life more. But men, improve your game. Looks, money, status are beneficial, yes. They provide you more opportunity, pre-selection and everything else. Yeah. But you've got to know game. You can't wing things. As I said, when you're failing to prepare, you're preparing to fail.